And tonight, this gentleman will be making his network television debut. This is his most recent album right here. It's called Spirit of Love. We're very pleased to welcome Majek Feshek.
Arise from your sleep, Africa. Rise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. There's work to be done, America. But if we unite, we will be free. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down for so long. We've been fooling around for too long. We've been sitting down for so long. I have not been fooling around for too long. So long, so long, too long, too long, so long, for too long, too long. Hey. Remember, long time ago, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, the pyramid of Egypt, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for New America. Oh, remember, Martin Luther King, the dream for New America. They say you are black, they say you are brown, they say you are black, they say you are brown. Only the angels of Jah is white now. Only the angels of God is white. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down so long. We've been a fool around for too long. Arise from your sleep, Africa. Arise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. So much work to be done, America. But if we unite, hey, we will be free. So long, too long, so long, too long. We're down for so long.
You mentioned the ESIA is currently being carried out by...
Sister, I was raised in the village. Me, I'm not here for now.
Well, sorry.
So try to speak.
I can't help the way I speak. You mentioned that the ESIA was being carried out at the moment. The EIA Act of 1992...
I need interpreter.
Well, you have enough people next to you. The EIA Act of 1992 states that an EIA must be approved by the Federal Ministry of Environment before the commencement of any project.
No,
unless an exemption has
not
been
done
given.
so. There is preliminary approval. There is final approval.
Has an exemption been given? And if so, if you have the preliminary approval...
Exemption of what?
For the project to start without the final approval. If you have the preliminary approval, can this be shared?
We are following due process.
So can we have a copy
of the preliminary approval? It is federal government that gives the approval. It's not you.
So can we have a copy of the preliminary approval?
We have the approval.
And you can make that public to the media?
Everything in order.
Okay, thank you.
2 more questions, please.
Thank you.
you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You're laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam, thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. By the end of the year, how are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. I am your host, aka Electricity. For those of you that will join or that are already watching, I say greetings to you again and thanks for joining this broadcast based on the topic that you're saying up there as to the statement made by Aisha Yesufu that appears to be, I use the word appears to be validating or justifying certain foolishness that is going on in the country. And until we come to terms over certain things, we will not move forward. I keep saying this and I will say this. Now, in the video, she was, like I said, appears to be justifying the Labour Party lawmakers for stating that who voted them in. Do we know them before we vote them in? Who does the checking? Their competence, character, and capacity were not checked. Thus begs the question as to who does the checking? And even if their competence, character, and capacity were not checked before they were voted in, does that excuse their behavior? And how do we get it right? Or how can we get it right if we continue making excuses for those who are responsible or should lead the nation forward? And she went on and on and on, comparing them with Peter Obi and everything. And so I got confused. So where I work, we always make a statement that every day is it's a school day. So every broadcast going forward, or the broadcast I'm moderating, will be what will be seen as a school day where we come and teach each other and lecture each other and find out the truth. I believe, when individuals are floated in a political party, the party has a responsibility to do background check on them where possible before bringing them into the public. Just if you're going to appoint anyone in government, from what I understand, you make sure you do due diligence in checking out everything that concerns them about these people. Is that not what political parties do as well too? So if I present myself as a candidate, are they not responsible to do what? To check my character, my competence, and my capacity based on my history? And so begs the question, if their competence, character, and capacity were not checked, who is responsible for doing the checking? Is it the citizens that will vote, or the party that floated them in? They registered in the party, just like Peter Obi registered in Labour Party. And he started to talk about what? His history, his competence, his character, and capacity. So when we try to justify our own errors and condemn the errors of others, how do we think we can get this? I'm going to put the link out there today earlier than usual. I'll put it out just now. So, in case should you want to come in and educate us on this issue, who does the checking? This is political party now. This is not just government, because we blame the government. We say the government are not checked. We say this and that. But proud to get into that position, who does the checking? Who does the checking? Now, if you go to the description, you will see the question there. What is the hope of the Labour Party in 2027? Personally, my own opinion is there is no hope. This is my own opinion. There is no hope for them in 2027, except Peter Obi will float another political party, or he has people that will float another political party for him. But to say that they have a chance come 2027, there is no chance for them. And the evidence speaks for itself. The party is in disarray. They can't even give account of money that was collected. The legislators who are there are involved in one collecting of one bribe or the other. So what chance do they stand come 2027? They are meant to be the opposition. So before we come out to say we are opposition, who checked us? Have we checked ourselves? If I'm opposing evil, then I have to be good. So the question is, who does the checking when they are registered, or when they register into each political party? Like I said, except they want to rig the 2027 election, they don't stand any chance. And 2027 is around the corner. The country is what? It's a free dive. Nothing appears or seems to be working in the country. Every day there's one story or the other that we can write home about. We take everything for a joke. And I'm not saying we shouldn't joke. I love to joke because it's another form of therapy. But as things start, everything that happens, we take it for a joke. We act drama on it. But we don't do the needful by checking. I mean, the citizens, by checking on what? On our elected leaders. So why are we doing this to ourselves? Thank you, Sawo. Hi to you too. Thanks for joining the broadcast. Like I said, due to how do you call it? Copyright. I can't play the video. I don't know if there's any agreement. I don't know, but I can't play the video. But if you go to YouTube and check the defense of Aisha Yesufu of the Labour Party, this is one of her defense of their competence, character, and capacity were not checked. Now she went further to argue that, if it happened again, then we can now start to ask questions, or we can now start to do things. Should we wait for such foolishness to happen again? Should they be voted in again? Actions were not taken. If the opposition fails to take action against their own members, what moral ground do they have to criticize or condemn others? What moral grounds do they have? If I fail to take action against my own people, what moral ground do I have or to stand on to condemn others? Is it not the case that we should do unto others as we want others to do unto us? So, if we are not following this golden principle to do unto others as we want others to do unto us, what is therefore the point of claiming to be an opposition party? Who does the checking? If their competence, character, capacity were not checked at the time they registered with the political party, at the time the political party floated them, printed, banners and everything, who does the checking at that time? Who does the verification? The political party sold us these people. They didn't sell themselves to us. They sold them. The political party is responsible. They brought it to the attention of the people. Vote these people in. Was Moses Oyemobi Williams. Thanks again for joining. You said there is no party in Nigeria, APC, PDP, LP, that has no problem. Aisha's opinion is not LP position. So if Aisha's opinion is not LP's position, what then is LP's position in respect to what the legislators, in respect to their competence, character, and capacity? What is LP's position? Fine, Aisha is entitled to her own opinion, but if you follow or if you watch some of our videos, it doesn't come across as opinion. It comes across as defending or standing. I mean, you've seen picture of her several times with our principal, Peter Obi. And she's going to defend that any day, any time. But you see, what we're trying to do, I use the word we're trying to do, is to separate Peter Obi from the Labour Party. It's impossible. You can't, it is impossible. Trying to do that is what is going against the norms, because he is the principal or candidate of that political party at the time. And he's still a member of that. So you can't separate both of them. That's what some Labour Party or Obedient are trying to do, to separate him from the political party. That is not possible until such time that he himself separates himself completely from that party. But as long as he is in that party, we can't separate him. So anything that comes on his head. What if he has won the election? Are we going to try to separate him? No. It's going to be the Labour Party president. So we can't separate him. So the question is, yes, let's argue for argument's sake is Aisha's opinion. What is the position of Labour Party as to who does the checking of the competence, character, and capacity? Is there a mechanism in place? Because like I said, 2027 is around the corner. If things continue this way, they stand no chance of anything. They stand no chance, regardless of who they float. Whether it is people, except they want to rig it, just the way rigging is done in Nigeria. But if we continue this way, they stand no chance of smelling that presidential seat. It will not happen. This is not a cause or anything. It's a reality. It's the reality of the matter. So, Moses, what is the Labour Party's position? If you know, if you don't know, it's understandable. Thank you again for joining. So, politics is local. So the citizens should know those with good character and vote them in. It doesn't matter which political party they belong to. Thank you for that, Sawa. Yes, the citizens should know those with good character and vote for them. However, here is my question to you again, Sawa. Thanks for joining again. Prior to that time, when they register with a political party, this is regardless whether it is APC, PDP, LP, whatever, but the focus is what is on the LP. Okay, just to put this in context. Is the political party responsible, or do they have a duty of care to check their competence, their character, and capacity before floating them? Remember, they are coming in the name of a political party. These are not independent candidates where we will say, okay, nobody can check them. Nobody can check for their competence, character, and capacity. We will do the digging. We'll go find out. But does the party has a responsibility, a role to play by checking their competence, character, and capacity before floating them? That is the question I'm putting to you, Sawa. If you don't mind, kindly answer that question. Again, thanks for joining. Ogbemi, thanks for coming in and joining in. I think it's unrealistic to join any party without corruption unless you float a fresh one. And personally, I'm not a fan of littering. I think what Peter Obi can do is to be an example and focus on it. I completely agree on the second. I think it's unrealistic to join any party without corruption. Ogwemi, could you provide some clarification, if you don't mind, in respect to part one of your comment? I think it's unrealistic to join any political party without corruption. Are you talking about the existing parties, political parties? Yes, I agree with number two that you think that Peter B what he can do is to be an example and focus on it. Yet he has to float his own, or the obedient has to what, come together and say they want to float a political party. If not, it's gonna be the same story. Is brand to the target of making whatever party? Excuse me, please. Excuse me for that. Is brand to the target of making whatever party that's really interested in its own platform to be willing to do the work. This is what I think is a plan Peter B is following. Let's hope that is the case. Shetima is now president of Nigeria, not Tinubu. Oga 404, how did you arrive at such conclusion? Let me see the second part. Thank you for joining. Forever and ever, Peter B can never rule Nigeria. Are we deceiving ourselves for what? Oga 404, thank you very much for joining again. How did you arrive at that conclusion that it can never rule Nigeria? Please. What metrics did you use? If you don't mind, what metrics did you use? I'm not disagreeing with you. I think in the back of my mind, I have that, but I am still working on my own metrics. But you, from what you're saying, it seems it appears you've arrived at a conclusion. Maybe you will help me also to arrive. So if you don't mind to tell us, me, the audience, as well as the audience, what metrics did you use to arrive at this conclusion that it can never, that's a bold statement, rule Nigeria? Are we deceiving ourselves or what? We don't want to be deceived. We have to go past this deceiving ourselves. Please, if you don't mind to shed more light, we are deceiving ourselves with one Nigeria. I think this issue of one Nigeria, I will deal with it I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll deal with it. So good afternoon to you, sir. I've already greeted you. We greeted each other. Thanks for joining again. But please, brother, please, what we need is a referendum to decide our future. I agree with a referendum. If you notice the last broadcast, no, second to the last broadcast, where we have 2 guests here, Mr. Tony Nandi and a veteran, I think Olanrewaju, if I'm pronouncing his name right. And the understanding is that we need a referendum commission. Okay, so who is responsible for this referendum commission? Is it the government or is it the legislative arm that is going to put this in place? I completely agree that we need a referendum on a lot of things, which is the people to decide. Okay, the people has to decide. I'm not going to fight anybody to say we must be together. No, that is, even though that is what the Constitution says now. So we need a referendum commission whereby we float this thing there and say, okay, you know what? This will take place for the people to decide whether the country, the union, should stay together or the union should break. This has to be done peacefully because we want to avoid any unnecessary war or bloodshed. We don't want that. So the referendum is very essential. And I agree with you 100%. But the question before us is, how do we go about this referendum commission? How do we establish it? Who is responsible? Is it by a presidential decree? I mean, how do they call it? Presidential decree or writing? Or is it the legislative arm? Or is it the people that will push for it through their legislator in their constituency? This is one of the things that I think I will bring. Hopefully, Mr. Tony Nandi will be back here and tell us how we go about it in respect to their 5-point and Nina's proposition in respect to the union. So thank you, Agafao, for Ogbeni, you said, I'm referring to the existing political parties. Thank you. The structures of all the parties are tainted with corruption. There is no doubt about that, including the so-called Labour Party. Evidence clearly shows that this is not coming out to condemn a party. No, it is established, it is clear, evidence, it's clear that they have a structure, like what the argument that was made before the election was that they don't have a structure. Actually, they do have a structure, and in the same structure, there's a structure of corruption. It's been proven. There is no argument for that. So you're right, Ogbeni. Thank you very much for shedding more light on that your issue, your views. I appreciate it so much. Mosoimu, you said I don't know what that means. Okay, I'll go for P2B is not radical. If P2B become president, Northern will make him ungovernable. That is subjective. I don't think I would personally agree with that. Maybe some people will, but I don't think I will, to say the Northern will make him ungovernable. That is not, I don't forget, he is a president. He is the very top man. How would they make him ungovernable? I don't think so. Yes, I agree with you. It's not radical. It doesn't have to be. However, in the context of Nigeria, the present context of Nigeria, in my opinion, I think we need a radical person there. We need a radical person like Martin Luther King, like Mandela. These people are not violent. You don't have to be violent. That is what people don't understand. You can be radical and not a violent person. You can be radical and avoid war, avoid any. You can be radical and lead a peaceful protest. You can be radical to do a lot of things without even tainting your name. However, the issue of the Northern will make him ungovernable. I think you need to shed more light on that, provide evidence to this claim of yours. So, if you don't mind, please. Nigerian military is Northern military, not Nigerian military. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So they go by his command. They will go by his command, whether they like it or not. They don't have to like it. When he says it, that is their job. According to fella, soldier go soldier. I mean, one of his songs is they only listen to instruction. Go, go, come, turn backward, forward, go sideways, this and that. He will be the president and chief in command of the armed forces. So saying that they will make him ungovernable, I don't think I don't think that is the case. I don't think that is the case. Tinubu is the president. They don't have a choice than what to follow his instruction, except they are calling for anarchy. That is their job. Their job is to obey instruction. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So I don't think that. Give me something else, then maybe we can agree with that. Nothing unites us today. That's not the case, Ogafofo. When we watch football, we are united. Don't forget the last AFCON game that went by, the past one. We're united. Something unites us. In fact, let's be honest with that. The things that unite us are more than the things that divide us. It's just that we don't want to recognize or accept it. The things that unite us are more than the things that divide us. Even when they claim that our ethnicity, our tribe divides us, that is incorrect. It actually unites us if we look at it properly. They say religion divides us. It's also incorrect. It should unite us. It's just that we don't want to accept the truth. We'd like to dance around it and not to embrace it. We marry each other from different tribes. We sit down on this platform even though from different geographical locations, we'll say that. And we agree on certain things. If I put a question to you now, Oga 404, I'm going to put 3 or 4 questions to you. If you don't mind, please answer it. Do you like electricity? Do you like good roads? Do you like a functional medical health center, health facility? Do you like good education? And do you like infrastructures? If you can answer these questions that I put to you, then I'll come back to this issue of nothing unites us together. So please, if you can answer that question, I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining. Nigeria is Fulani's empire and British supermarket Islamic. That is also incorrect. Nigeria is not Fulani's empire. It's neither British supermarket Islamic. When we say this, it comes across that we don't have our own senses or we can make judgment for ourselves. That is why I disagree with you 100%. Others may. Personally, I disagree with you because we are sensible human beings. We have common sense. We can do things for ourselves. We are old enough for us to make decisions for ourselves and stop going about this, striking this. Let me play a video for you. I think this video was played. I'll come back to the comment again. This video was played last time to tell you that argument is not sellable anyway.
I was at a meeting a few days back last week, and they said, the Igbos, we must find a way of checkmating them. I sat there in the midst of them, and the man said, you are not even saying anything. I said, what is the offense? He said, they are bought everywhere in Lagos. They are buying and buying. And I said, when they came with gun and shot your people, or your people collected money for the purchase. Baba looked at me and said, why are you like this? I said, I'm like that. Did your people sell to them? Or they brought gun and said, your land or your life? Why don't you learn their industry? Who asked you to sell your land? That was the end of the meeting. If you are going to invite me into a meeting where we are going to move the nation forward, don't pitch one tribe or ethnic nation against the other. It's not going to work for those of us who...
Ogafalfo, I believe you watched that video. So you can see that even in trade, we are united. We buy and sell things to each other. So we're united. There are more things that unite us than divide us. Again, there are certain individuals. I am not saying you are one of them, okay? There are certain individuals who push this narrative that nothing unites us, who push this narrative of the Fulanese are responsible for our problem. Let's ask this. I am from Bayelsa State. I don't know what state you are from. Bayelsa State is supposed to be one of the best states in the country. It's not governed by Fulanese. Yet, you can't write anything about it. Is it governed by Fulani? The answer is no. Now, I'm going to play you another video. Maybe you've seen it again. And tell me if the Fulanis are also responsible for it. This is the Benin, Benin, or Benin, I call it Coastal Road. So, is it the Fulani?
Jesus, and then they tell her now, drive her inside door.
So that is the Auchi Benin Road, if I'm correct. It was my brother's show that shared it. Is that Fulani responsible for that? Why do we push these narratives? Incorrect narrative. Why? Who is responsible for it? The state you are from. I don't know. What state you're from? The bad roads, the absence of electricity. Who is responsible for it? Imagine you are not from this Fulanese area. Who is responsible for it? You have a governor there. You have local government chairman there. You have legislators there. The deplorable state of our roads, including even education, health center, health care. Who is responsible? Let's take each state. Each state. Tell me which state, beside Abia State that we had at the electricity power there that is going on. That is a governor acting there. It's not the Fulanese. He's been able to pay pensioners, maybe up to 10 years they hold. So it's not a Fulani. Why do we keep focusing on this Fulani issue and thinking that it's going to move us forward? If we set up a referendum commission and we go our separate ways, do you think it will be different? No, it will not be. Because we first must also change our mindset, change our minds, our behaviors. We must change our behaviors first. Even if we now go away separately and we still maintain the same mentality, it's going to be the same story. So, Nigeria is Fulani Empire and British supermarket Islamic. Why that argument has been playing on? Are we suggesting that we don't have common sense to do the right thing? Thank you again. Moses, what I mean is that the present state of help is not enough to run it out from winning 2027 election. If Obi decide to contest, but for me, Obi shouldn't take part except INEC is reformed. Who reformed INEC? Who is responsible to reform INEC? And why shouldn't he take part? I mean, I can agree with you in the sense that if you are saying he shouldn't take part with Labour Party, I can agree with you on that. I will say this, I will stand on it. If it comes out in Labour Party for Labour Party tomorrow, it's either one or two things. It's either one, they want to rig the election, or they will fail woefully. There is no chance for them. I say this with every evidence before us. It's either they want to rig the election or they will fail woefully. Even me, myself, I will campaign against them. I will campaign against them. I'm being honest with you. They'll fail woefully because they fail to what? To hold their own accountable. They fail to do that. So what do you want to sell to us? You're going to sell nothing to us. I'm going to buy it. And I believe obedience also said they're claiming, some of them are saying that, oh, well, it's not about Labour Party, it's about Peter Obi. We are for Peter Obi, not for Labour Party. Fair enough. Fair enough. That is them to decide on. That is their choice. So the present LP is not good enough, except they start to do cleansing, house cleansing, purging. They have to start purging. People must see. They said people must start to see consequences for what? For their foolishness, particularly those what in the National Assembly, the legislators, the lawmakers. So that is not they all have the same structure. The only difference ideology party is AAC, African Action Congress. Peter Justin Fury, thanks for joining. And for those of you that have not highlighted your comment, I will come to your comment. Peter, I don't know much about African Action Congress. I think that is Showore Party. Okay. I will come. They all have the same structure. The only different ideology party is what makes the AAC different? If you don't mind, please. Peter, again, thanks for joining. What makes the AAC different? That is Showore's party from your name. Showore is not violent but radical, which you all know, but simply because most of you are his mates, you refuse to acknowledge his effort. Peter, when you say most of us are his mates, you mean age-wise? I don't think age-wise is taken into account here. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know others, but for me, I don't think it's about age-wise. I have my reservation, just like every other person. Have their reservation of him, of Peter B, of Tinubu, of Atiku, of anyone. We have our reservation. But I don't think this reservation is subject to what? To age. I don't think so. I stand to be corrected. Okay. Yes, it is radical, but not violent. But here is where I often get confused. Peter B and Shore hold this belief that, or they have this belief that they want to fix the country, but they cannot work together. Why they can't come and work together is what I don't understand. When Peter B was on this platform, my brother Show asked him a question. Are there people who he cannot work together? He said yes, but he's not going to name names. One day Shore will come here, and I will personally put that question, a direct question to him. That can he work with Peter Obi? It's up to him to say yes or no. It's not any other obligation. So if both of us have the same desire to fix a road, for example, hypothetically, to fix a road, the road that is bad. So why can't we sit down together and put it in place and fix it? We may disagree on how to go about it, but we can discuss it and come to an agreement. We sit down, discuss it, and come to an agreement that, okay, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. This way it seems okay, this way doesn't seem so okay. Let's use this contractor And this is where we check for even the competence of the contractor, the competence and capacity of the contractor. Because at the end of the day, it's still the same money that we are going to use. The price may be different, but it's the same naira. If we are using dollar here. So why they can't work together, come together and say, Peter B says he's not desperate to become president, but desperate to see Nigeria work. Sure, also wants to see Nigeria work. So why they can't work together is what I still cannot wrap my head around. That is where I often get confused about both of them. If indeed Nigeria is their focus and not just wanting to be president for the sake of it. We see what is happening. The man just wants to be president. The present president just wants to be president by all costs, by all costs. And we see what is happening. So if I want to be president to take the country, to take the people out of poverty, I must be willing to work with. For example, I was supposed to do a broadcast here yesterday. My chairman, my boss, Rudolph, do not agree with the title, and I disagree with him as well. I said I don't agree with the position. However, for the integrity of the channel, I took it off. He said, "But I'm back here today again broadcasting for the sake of the nation, not because I don't have other things to do." So why can't they, both of them, come together to agree and say, you know what? We have the same vision. We have the same goal. We want this country to work. One is radical, one is not radical. When you combine these two together, you will get a result. But why they can't, it's crazy. That is the position I stand in respect to what to show. Must you be the president? Must I be the president? That's what I don't understand. Moses, back to you. The character of the LP lawmaker shouldn't be an issue now. They won last election on Obi's back. But in 2027, they shall be checked. All right. I'm not going to argue with you on this. Okay. I'm not going to laugh at it. Okay, Moses, they shall be checked. What do you want to check them with? That's the question I asked now. What do you want to check them with? Well, you don't even see them to talk to. Those that will come next, how do you check them? Like, what the heck is football? How many minutes in a year does football happen? The key issues of good governance are not there. I don't understand where this Max 100. I don't understand where you're coming from. My reference to football is a question. I mean, a statement, a comment that Oga 44 put out that nothing unites us, and I said football unites us. We have more things that unite us than things that divide us. Yes, the key issues of good governance are not there. That is not. It's not open for argument. That is true. So I don't see your point in talking about football. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you like to share more light. The only thing that separates all is that we are not honest people. Wow. We never acknowledge people who are meant for us, but we would like to dance around. Peter, shed more light on that. Okay. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, what is electricity talking about? Okocha time. Look at the topic. Sir, look at the topic and come back to me. Thank you. Stop bringing Aisha to your program. She said Nigerians living in abroad are foolish. I think I know that statement is. I am not responsible for bringing her here, but that's our opinion. Okay, some other people have said worse things than that. I don't agree with that statement for saying that that those in abroad are foolish. That is in my opinion, that is an irresponsible statement to make, because we are not allowed to vote. So you consider, is it our fault that we are not allowed to vote? Is the system that is in place that do not allow us to vote? So therefore, telling us that we are foolish. I think she owes Nigerians in that, she owes the diaspora's apology on that. Whether she will apologize or not, I don't know. Even if the amount of money we send home, we have to send money home. I mean, if she's in diaspora and she has an aged mother or parents, she has brothers and sisters, or she has a husband or child or children in Nigeria, and because of the state of the nation, she's not going to send money home. I wasn't in the broadcast here, and I think my very good friend Dan, who is now Revolution, I highlighted some things she said, which he also was pissed off that Buhari administration was far better than Jonathan's administration. I don't know what metrics she used in respect to that. So I don't know why she said that. I think that is an irresponsible statement to make on those in diaspora because they cannot vote. I heard it. I watched it again. I think Rudolph cut the clip and sent it out there. And I think she should retract that statement. But whether she will or not, I don't know why that is the case. I would like one thing for you here. No, I'm not going to give him that joy or to feel is important. But one comment I see here, but it's not important. So that is it. Chika Okpala, you said I will stop listening to your comment because you are partisan. Are you referring to me or to someone else? If yes, if it's to me, how am I partisan, please? Like I said, every day is school day. So if you can highlight why you arrive at that, if you are referring to me, if it's somebody else, it's be nice you highlight the person's name. It will help us a lot. How you arrive at that conclusion that I am partisan if you are referring to me. So let me know that. Please do whenever it comes to your show. Thank you, Peter, for joining. I appreciate you very much for all your comments. So Obi can work with that crook article. If so, why can't he work with Showere? By the way, before Obi became governor, Showere fought the people who tried to cheat him of his governorship victory. Well, that is a question. That is where I said I am confused why both of them can't work together. Maybe there's something you and I don't know. I think that would be the best conclusion that I can reach in this regard. That we can reach in this regard. If what you are saying is accurate, that, by the way, before we became governor, Showore fought the people who tried to cheat him of his governorship victory. If that is the case, if you're correct by that, I don't know, I can't verify that. The question is, maybe there is something, or the conclusion I can reach, safest conclusion is there is something you and I don't know that transpires between them. As such, they cannot work together. They can't even P2B. For argument's sake, that P2B leaves Labour Party now. He should be able to go to AAC and say, "Listen, sure, we have the same vision, the same goal to change, to make the country work. So let's work together." He doesn't have he has a political party, Labour Party, which to me has no chance in 2027 election because of the way they've behaved themselves. So this is an opportunity for him to move from Labour to AAC. and work together. United we stand, divided we fall. So, is it where UK? I don't know. I don't have answer to the question or to the issue between Peter B and Showore as to why they cannot put heads together and move the nation forward. So I don't. Maybe someone. I mean, he's scheduled to come on the broadcast one of these days, according to Rudolph. So I think this question will be put to him. Cheesy. The problem is with Showore. The problem is with Showore because he always said Peter B is the same. He always said he won't. Okay, that's an incomplete statement, if you don't mind. The problem is with Showore because he always said Peter B is the same. He always said he won't. Do you mind to expand that statement a bit, please? Chizi, thank you for coming on board. Thank you for the comment, your comment and everything. So, if the problem is with Showore, what is the problem? Because I don't know the problem. I want to know the problem too, so that we can talk about it for the good of the nation, so that we can talk about it. So please, Cheesy, can you expand more on your comment for us? But sure, I can work with someone answerable to the old orders. Meanwhile, Obi is one of them, an elite capitalist. Okay, we are getting somewhere now. So we are getting somewhere now. Maybe that is the problem. Maybe. I don't know. But we need to find out why these two individuals that genuinely, I use the word genuinely, or have a genuine concern for the nation, can't work together. It baffles me. It baffles me why they can't work together to help defeat these cabals. Because Showore has supporters. Peter B has supporters. I mean, according to Dele Farotimi, Peter B has armies who are ready to lay down for their life. So if these two regiment comes together and form an alliance together, can you imagine what it would be like? So I don't know. Maybe. I think I'm going to run a separate broadcast on that. Peter B versus Showore. We'll run a broadcast on that. And I would love to have Obedience and Showore group as to come on the platform to argue for or against why these people cannot work together. Royal John, it appears that there is a tendency to associate certain individuals with LP party, overlooking the fact that they may have utilized LP platform to gain support. That is a fair argument you are making, Royal Jones, even though you use the word appears. But here is my question to you, Royal Jones, if you don't mind. In view of the topic itself, their competence, character, and capacity were not checked. The question is, who does the checking? Fine. Let's argue for argument's sake that these individuals associate themselves with Labour Party during the time of the election, prior to the election. They register with the party. Does the party not have a responsibility or a mechanism in place to check their competence, character, and capacity? That is the question. But I'm like I said, I am agreeing with what you are saying, that they may have utilized LP platform to gain support. That is accurate. I agree with you on that. Even with that, does the party not have a mechanism in place that will check their competence, character, or capacity? Or is it a case that anybody will just come, that wants a position, put down their name, and that is it? You just accept it. Is that it? I mean, this is where I am struggling with, or what I am struggling with. Is it the case that they don't have any mechanism in place to check their competence, their character, and capacity at the time of registration, showing their intention. You just take them in. You don't care where they are from. You don't care what they've done. You don't care about their character, their capacity, or whatever it is. Is that the case? That is what I'm trying to find out. Thank you, Royal Jones. It is important to recognize that those who consider or voted for the party in the previous election primary did so in support of a specific candidate. Okay. I've asked you the question, so please, if you don't mind, help us, me and the viewers, to understand what the question I just put out there. Is there no mechanism in the Labour Party or any other party that checks competence, character, and capacity? Or is it the case if someone, like, I'm not being disrespectful here, like Osama bin Laden, comes and says he wants to join Labour Party, PDP, APC, any other party, and he has history, he has a record, will they just embrace him in and say, welcome to the party? It's free for all. Is that the case? That is what I want someone to tell me. That is what I want someone to tell me. Peter, I don't understand what you guys are getting from our talks. Me and Aisha, was she contributing? What, she's contributing nothing. I don't know about that. Tone, you said, how do you mean cheat him? Who are you referring? What question are you? Could you cheat him? I don't know what you're talking about, Tone. If you can clarify or shed more light on what you're talking about, quote and unquote, cheat him. What you meant by that, please. Peter James, how I helped Peter Obi overcome impeachment plot as Anambra governor, Showore Tribune, Nigeria. I mean, like I said, thank you for providing that. You've helped us to verify something, which means indeed Showore helped Peter Obi during his troubled days as governor of Anambra State. Thank you for that. That is appreciated. So the question is still there. Why is it that both of them cannot work together? If Showore helped him, does that mean Showore cannot still humble himself and approach Peter Obi and say, you know what? Let's work together. And vice versa. Does that mean Peter Obi cannot walk up to Showore and say, let's work together? Or is there a consultation going on behind doors that you and I don't know? If indeed, I use the word indeed, they are actually interested in fixing or in making the nation better. Peter Justin Piri, thank you for that, for what you just put out there. Sure, Tribune, if possible. Anyway, something we can Google since it's on Tribune. It's something we can Google and it will be. Thank God for Google these days. Ralph Oli, Peter Obi and Showore can't work together because they are two different people. Peter Obi believes in peace and due process, while Showore believes in violence. I don't think, sure, when you use violence, I don't think that is him. I'm not speaking for him, but I don't think I don't think so. I don't think so. Showore is radical, but I don't think it will want the country, or it will tread that path of violence. I'm not a fan of his, but at the same time, I don't think so. His supporters will disagree with you. I disagree with that. That is violent. We see his due process is necessary, whether you're violent, whether you're a radical or a peaceful person. Due process is everything. So, again, for the record, due process has nothing to do with whether you are peaceful or you are radical. It's something that is necessary. So, but say they can work together, we need to find out why they can't. Why they can't? Obi Achuko, thanks for joining. Showore thinks he is the best, and that is not a good character for a leader. He is not a team player. Thank you for this, Obi. So why can't he? Why can't they? Why can't them be team player? These are questions that only Peter Obi and Showore can answer. But I owe you, I promise you, we're gonna run it. I'm gonna run a broadcast here. No, I don't know when it is. It's gonna be Peter B versus Showore. Maybe that's what the title will take like. But in this contest, as to why they can work together to move the nation forward. It's about the nation now, because it's not about them. They are, listen, both of them are comfortable in their own world. They don't have to do this. That's why I keep saying this. They don't have to do this. Nobody's putting a tax on them or a gun on their head that they have to do this. I want us to understand this. Sometimes people think when I come, I talk about P2B, it's obligated. No, it's not obligated. It's a choice he made because of what the love of what of the nation. It's a choice Showore also made. Showore is in US at the moment, if I'm correct, having a good time after being away from his family, so on. So he can decide to stay there. P2B also have a choice to go anywhere he wants to go go and live there. But for the fact that they've chosen to what? To tread this path, then they must be ready to take on this thing. That is the point. So he's not a good team player. Well, like I said, to get united we stand, divided we fall. Showore is radical like Malcolm X, while Obi is more humane like Martin Luther King Jr. It cannot work. Moses, do you think Martin Luther King was humane? Martin Luther King was radical. He's an activist. Why was he shot? I think history is there to tell us that what Martin Luther King Jr. did. As a result of his activism and everything, there is a degree of change, a high degree of change in the United States. Him and others. Malcolm X is violent, more radical. So I don't see the comparison here, to be honest. If Obi is like Martin Luther King Jr., after that election, after the Supreme Court judgment, he should have led the people in a peaceful protest. After everything, he should have told the people, the power is in your hands. Start to invoke Section 68 and Section 110 of the Constitution, which gives the people power over their what? Over their legislators that represent them in their constituency. I think that is what Martin Luther King Jr. will do. So I don't think there's any comparison between Peter Obi character and Martin Luther King Jr. character. No. Let's go back. It's like I said, where I work, we always say every day is school day. So going forward, the broadcast I bring up will be a school day. So for those of us that understand history is necessary. So we will refer to history. History is necessary. We will refer to what? To history. Is there comparison between Peter Obi and Martin Luther King Jr.? That is a question for the audience. Is there a comparison between Malcolm X, Showore, and Malcolm X? Is there a comparison? If there is not, if there is, please, let's go. Go to Google. Hello, Google is going to tell you. I can't do that right now because it's going to distract me somehow. But that is why you are there to check these things out. and verify it for us so that we can get educated, please. Can you bring both Obi and Shora to your platform, one-on-one debate? I would love to, and I believe Rudolph himself would love to. But whether these two men will agree to come together, it's a good idea. Peter Jesneferi, thank you. It's a good idea. I will run it with Rudolph. I believe he's watching, he's listening, or someone will tell him. It is a good idea for both of them to come together and a debate or interview. Don't let us use the word debate. Interview. Debate which sounds kind of what would they be debating on? Now, interview. Discussion, intellectual discussion about moving the nation forward, because it appears they both have the same ideology or idea, which is one, the love for the country. They both have supporters. But why they can't work together, I don't know. So, Peter Jesse, I will put that one down, and I will run it by Rudolph to see if it's possible. In fact, you see, this is where supporters play a lot of role in respect to the candidate or the principal person they support, by putting pressure on them. And listen, it's all about the nation. Whether we want the union together or we want to split the union, we need a referendum. And you agree with me, the present government, I said they prove us wrong or they prove it wrong. The present government will not establish any referendum commission. Will not. Our legislators ain't going to make. But we have two individuals here who would think we go that path for us. And the rest is for us to wrap our head around. McNally, thank God, I actually thought of you before I even during this broadcast or before. Legislative Party Nigeria does not check. Good afternoon, McNally. I hope you're having a vet members or intending member. It's no brainer with regards to this question. I agree with you. It's no brainer. But here, Aisha is saying their competence, character, and capacity were not checked. Who is supposed to check it? That's the question. Is it not the party that is supposed to check, to vet these people? Making excuses because it's convenient for them to make excuses. Is it not the party that is supposed to vet these individuals? That is where I get confused. Thank you, McNally. There was a sudden surge in interest and overwhelming demand to join LP at that particular moment. So what? Royal Jones, does that excuse? Is that an excuse or justify for not vetting? The government, some establishment, some few years ago, the government recruit a lot of recruitment because most people were retiring. So they recruit. So nevertheless, they still vet everyone that they employed. They didn't leave it to the future. Oh, we'll vet them after we've employed them. No. Even companies don't do that. Oh, we'll vet. Even company that does it, they will tell you, if anything comes back in negative about your vetting, you'll be terminated. It's there. So why is the case that we can't vet? I don't understand. Why is it that we can't do vetting? I will just take a short break, and I will be back with you. Just 2, 3. I'll just play a music, a song for us here. I will be back in 2 seconds.
And tonight, this gentleman will be making his network television debut. This is his most recent album right here. It's called Spirit of Love. We're very pleased to welcome Majek Feshek.
like prince and princess. Remember, remember, Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for New America. Oh, remember, remember, Martin Luther King, who are the dream for New America. They say you are black, they say you are brown, they say you are black, they say you are brown. Only the angels of Jah is white now. Only the angels of God is white. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down so long. We've been a fool around for too long. Arise from your sleep, Africa. Arise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. So much work to be done, America. But if we unite, hey, we will be free so long, too long, so long, too long. Pressing down for so long.
Yeah, thank you for your patience, and we're back again. So, again, thank you for joining the broadcast today. Those of you in the comment section, thanks a lot, and those of you watching, I appreciate your time here. Like I said, going forward, it will be a school day on any show I am involved in for us to get to this bottom, according to Sonny Okoso. Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Ton, you said I made a statement about Showore cheating Peter Obi. I didn't make such statement. Maybe you should rewind back. I made a statement about Showore cheating Peter Obi. Cheating on what? I don't think you heard me correctly. I did not make such statement. If I made such statement, in what context did I make that statement? So please, maybe you rewind it back as to where you heard that or when I said it. So I made a statement. No, I did not make any statement. I did not make any such statement. So I don't know where you got it from, please. Cheating Peter Obi. On what? For what? Is Peter Obi... they do business together? I don't know what you're talking about. So maybe go back, please, and hear what I said very well. So thank you very again for pointing out. Abdusalami Abubakar, some of us will leave Nigeria if Showore becomes president. Politics. Yeah, I mean, I think why Abdusalami said that is because Showore is bent on prosecuting past leaders. I think it's not only Abdusalami that actually have such a fear. Some of them do. Something Peter Obi, I don't think he will do or he wants to do. So I don't know whether it's right or wrong, or whether Showore also is right or wrong. I don't know. So I really don't know that. So it's up to... that's a lot of people said that. So is there no way we can encourage Obi to meet on the that is what we're talking about. Yeah, there's certainly a way, and I think we can pull this off. But there is, in my view, to pull this off, better than what Rudolph will do is when supporters of Peter Obi and supporters of Showore come together to put pressure on their principals to say, you know what is going on here? Both of you have the good of the nation at heart. Why can't you work together? We need to know. They don't have to. Let's get that clear. They don't have to. That is within their rights if they don't want to work together. But my argument is, if we have the same goal, the same desire to fix a car, then we must come to a compromise as to how we fix it. We may disagree with the mechanic we want to use. Maybe the mechanic I'm bringing, you don't want, like it. Maybe the mechanic you bring in, I don't want. So we look for a neutral mechanic. Or we agree that, you know what, this your mechanic appears to be better than mine. So let's see. Or we look for a neutral mechanic. But the most important thing is we need to fix that car because we need that car. We both need that car running ASAP. So we have to fix it. Or we go buy a new one. We put money together. It's about working together. These two individuals have the good of the nations at heart. One man went to Mars, leaving his comment there. I don't know. The man has a platform that he can go and use. I don't know. You see, when you keep pushing some narrative, after a while, people will be wise and they will leave you. That is what you don't understand. Take it on a pinch of salt. Okay. The election is over. You don't have anything to talk about again. You are disturbing people that have things to talk about. So back to that issue. There's a middle ground. Salam, some of us, yeah, we've got that one before. Sorry. This show, you are not current. You're already present in our Ondo State capital. Thank you very much for making me to be current. I'm not following Shore's itinerary. I don't have his itinerary. I don't have to be following him. The last time I heard, and I think Rudolph also visited him or when there was in the US. I don't follow him every day. I'm not his follower. I don't follow him on any social media. Maybe you follow him, you are related to him. I'm not ashamed to say I'm not current in respect to where Shore is presently or what he eats and what he doesn't eat. And that is not my cup of tea. I ain't going to drink it anyway. But thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it, Peter Jensen. I am not current in respect to Shore. I agree on that. Thank you very much. Personally, I smell hubris and envy oozing out from Shore's angle. You see, these are all our views and opinion. What we want is, if possible, both parties, Peter Obi and Showore, should come together and work together if truly they want to move, they have the best interests of the nation at that. That is my argument here. And that is the argument most people are making here right now. So if they can, if they cannot, it's not by force. Of course, you can be an activist and not radical. That's 100% correct. You can be an activist and not what? Radical. I think Gani Fawahimi was an activist, but he wasn't radical. There are lots of them. Mandela was an activist. He was not radical. So you can be an activist and not radical. That is 100% correct. Thanks for that, Henry. Again, I want to thank every one of you that have joined the comment section and watching also. Mark, in addition, it is not a must for them to. I did say that, Mark. Getting Nigeria to work demands more than two individuals who have different political ideology. Now, Mark Nelly, this is where I may have to disagree with you. Having different political ideology. What political ideology is different? What's the difference there? Both of them want the good of the nation. Now, they may disagree on modalities, but the goal is to get the nation working. So, compromise has to be made. Compromise has to what? To be made. They have to sit down and say, this is what we will do. This is how we go about it, and work together. So I don't understand what political ideology you're talking about. If you can shed more light on it. Do you know Peter Obi's political ideology and Shore's political ideology? If yes, please highlight it for us to deliberate on. I will really, really appreciate that. Every day is a school day. It doesn't mean we're not going to disagree. You can disagree with me as well too. But what I'm saying is that what is their political ideology? Please, Mark Nelly, if you don't owe anybody that, you owe me that, given to the respect I have for you. What is their political ideology? Please highlight it for us. I'm begging you. Peter, Shore is presently in Nigeria, to be precise. Akure Ondosika. He organized a street morning walkout this morning. Shore did Nigeria, my brother. Get your facts before saying, I don't understand this guy. Anyway, it's comment section. So I think I already explained to you. I don't know why you are so bent on this, trying to be right. I already given you that right. I said I'm not current about it. The last time I heard was while he was in the US. I don't follow him. You follow him, so you are more current than me. It doesn't mean anything. Maybe it means something to you. Please, let's give Mr. Peter Jensen Peary the award, the current award of being current than me. Receive it. Take it and fly with it. Thank you for that anyway. No Peter B is coming to your show with Shower. Bring Shower first. We don't know if we can even bring them. So, like I said, this can only be pulled by Rudolph or their supporters. I don't know. We can only try. Whether they will come, I don't know. But nothing beats a failure, but a trial. So we'll try. I will reach out to Rudolph and say, listen, is it possible? At least Rudolph is in contact with both of them. He has brought Peter B, he's bringing Showere. Maybe he will be able to bring both of them at the same time. That we'll put to him. So I am sorry, but for Showere, it's all about him. Nothing to apologize for. It's opinion. You don't apologize for opinion. Okay? If it's a fact and it's wrong, you retract it and you apologize. Okay, so anyway, thanks for that. Anyway, Showere is not a presidential material. Period. Okay, this is nice. If Showere is not a presidential material, this is where what makes one. What are the qualities that you look for in somebody, or you see in somebody? As such, you arrive at that conclusion that this person is a presidential material. Is Peter B presidential material? Is Tinubu presidential material? How did you arrive at that conclusion that it is not a presidential material? They say we can't make such bold statement without backing it up with evidence. How do we come to that point to say this person is? We must have seen something. Are you going to say Donald Trump is not presidential material? He has supporters, die-hard supporters, who believe that this man is the only one that can move America forward. How do you arrive at such conclusion to say he is not a presidential material? Some will hold the view and say Peter B is not a presidential material either. He dances around the elites. He shakes hands with the elites. He calls Atiku his senior brother. He goes to party. He goes to their friend. He meets with them. Some can make that argument and say it's not a presidential material. If he really wants to be a presidential material, he should stay away from these people. So please, Ojegbe Eke, How do you arrive at such conclusion? Obi and Shore did not have the same ideology. Please. Our ACC ideology is Spicer Eat. Nigerian. I don't have spice, eh? It's Spicer Eat. Why Obi openly said he has none. He has none. I don't. Peter Jesse Ferry. Obi and Shore do not have the same ideology, please. ACC ideology is Spicer Eat. Why Obi openly said he has none. What do you mean by ACC ideology is Spicer Heat? Please, Ferry. Please, can you clarify that? Stop degrading Peter Obi. Who has degraded Peter Obi? When you don't listen, then you can't come out. Do you listen? Has anyone degraded Peter Obi here? We are only having a discussion. It is school day. We're here to learn. Nobody has degraded Peter Obi. Please, to you too. So go back, rewind, listen. We are only saying, why can't the two men work together? Is that degrading him? If that, in your opinion, is degrading him, then I don't know how I can help you. Jacob D, thanks for joining. Another election will be rigged again, and nothing will happen because they have done it before and get away with it in state and national. We pray that is not the case. We know that. We pray come 2027, that will not happen. Okay. Greetings, I say. I am keeping well. Thanks. And you, my brother? I'm fine. You can see. I'm fine. My brother Pansat, my best. This is my best man. The only man that has the capacity to tell Rudolph to go to hell. Pansat, my brother. How are you doing today? Like I said, if you go to that broadcast, I actually said God will bless you. And I say, yeah, you've done most of us favor to tell Rudolph to go to hell, because none of us has the boldness. He'll probably stop paying me my salary if I tell him to go to hell. So I can't. Show cannot. All the moderators cannot. They will sack us. We are afraid of our jobs now. So that small salary that he pays us, even though he doesn't pay us salary, we do it voluntarily, but just a sense of humor. So, Pastor, to say that Shora and Peter Obi both have supporters is not only a gross understatement, it is a fallacy. One, not even a precinct in China. 12 states, perhaps one. Okay. To say Shora and Peter Obi both have supporters, of course they do, Pansat. The fact that Peter Obi won 12 states and Shora did not win any does not mean it doesn't. Okay, let me put a question to you, Pastor. Did people vote for Showore? It may not have won a state, but people voted for him, and he have diehard supporters. Foley B, I have him as on my contact list. He's a diehard supporter of Showore. No, I don't think the fact that he did not win any state does not mean he doesn't have supporters. After all, people allege that Tinubu won the election. Tinubu did not win the election. Yet Tinubu is president today. So where do we draw the line here? How do we define it? He has, so even if it's one person that supports him, he has supporter. He has a supporter, but he has more than one. A lot of people, even some people who voted for Peter Obi are Showore supporters, because Peter Obi made the headline and Showore has no chance. And they want to get the nation forward. They voted for Peter Obi. Not that they are even Labour Party members. Some people voted for the Labour Party, not because they are members of Labour Party. So saying that Showore does not have supporters, I don't think that is correct. I don't think so. He may not have won a state, does not mean he doesn't have support. In fact, he has diehard supporter. People like what's this man's name? I forgot it. He comes on this platform as well too. He's an activist. I've forgotten. He's an Edoman. He comes on this platform as well too. He has dire supporters. So I think we need to check. There's some Showore supporters on this platform right now. While we are talking, they are here. They're rooting for him. Some of them are ready to lay down their life for him. They won't do that for me anyway, but they do it for sure. Me that comes every day, they won't like Peter Jensen will not lay down his life for me. He even told me I'm not current about Showore. So he's a diehard supporter of Showore. So Passat, I don't think that is correct. Check the fact. Showore Adeyanju orders storm police headquarters to demand release of Fitch reporter. I don't know what that's reported by People Gazette. You see, Pastor, you can see Showore has supporters. This Peter Jensen is Showore supporter. He has called me out here for not being current about what Showore is, where he is, what he eats, what he wears, and what he drinks, the hair he breathes, and the women he has, the side chicks, and everything. Those are my own extra jar I had there to eat. Anyway, so you can see somebody who is current can tell you day-to-day living of Showore. If you ask him, I would ask him, is Showore sleeping or awake? He will tell you straight away, Showore is sleeping or awake. So he has supporters. Praise. As one man went to, as one man, Ikuku better pass you. Tracking. Now you yourself put us for this situation. It's a chukbon. Okay, you are responding to one man went to more. Ignore him. Don't give him that. Don't give him that attention. If you give some people attention, they think they are relevant. Don't give him that attention. Don't give him that attention. Please, if I know, let us be sarcastic about it, but not a presenter. I've just been sarcastic about Peter Jensen now and Showore. So it's normal to be sarcastic, okay? You have to be. It doesn't mean I'm not against anybody here. Okay, so thanks for Erin. Do not judge LP on this past election because most of those candidates use the vacant platform of LP to mobilize a structure for that short period. Political party will continue to build. Nobody has still answered my question. Whether they use Labour Party or not to get to where they are going. In line with Labour Party structure, do they have a mechanism in place to check competence? It's a simple question. I don't know why we can't answer this question. Why we dance around it. Does Labour Party have a mechanism in place to check competence, character, and capacity of their members going for what? Going for position. It's just a simple question. It's a yes or no. Or I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, I can ride on your horse, on your fame, and get to where I'm going. I'm broadcasting on Rudolph channel. However, Rudolph have a structure. I told you I was supposed to do a broadcast yesterday, and somehow it kicked against it because of certain wordings or the way I put it, which I acknowledge. I put down the broadcast, but I'm still here today. So is there a mechanism, even though he asked me not to pull it down, to rephrase it, but to be honest, I just wasn't interested. I was even tired. I just said, you know what, there's many things to talk about, not this one. But I am here today. He has a mechanism in place for checks and balances to protect the integrity of his channel. If I don't like it, I go away. Does Labour Party have a mechanism in place to check competence, character, and capacity of individuals, particularly the office member, particularly those who are going for key positions? That is the question. Someone should answer that, please. And let's stop dancing around this, the road on the horse of Labour Party. So what? Anybody can ride on anybody's horse. And your presentation is replete with such simplicity. Mr. Lee, I love you, Pastor. That's all I will say. Thank you for your comments, good or bad. I love you. Like I said, I will love you forever for one thing you did. So here is how you see someone is saluting you. I salute you, Boss Panzer. So please come on the platform. I think let me put this. The next broadcast is 5 o'clock, so we still got time. I'll put the link out there again. Pansat, I would like to have you on the broadcast if you can come on the platform. I beg your pardon. Let me put the link there for you. If you can come, it will be an honor to have you. Let's send Rudolph to hell the second time again. You and I are going to do this. I just put the link there for this is for this broadcast. This link is for Pansat. Pansat, I hope the link is out there. I hope you will come and join me on the platform. Why is the link not showing? Goodness me, there's so much comment here. I'm sure we can go through this comment today. I didn't realize, so I'm behind, man, in this comment. Okay, let's see how we can run it, because I will try and I want to highlight everyone's comments except one individual. Daniel Ojuku, Daniel led protest was, yeah, okay, Peter, you've said that before. Ojuku, electricity is not supposed to be anchoring anything in Dr. Damage's name. No, tell that to that Rudolph. Rudolph can't tell me to go to hell, and I'll go to hell, my brother. Comparing apples and a motorcycle. Motorcycle can carry apple to where the apple is, where they are going to buy the apple. So Mark, Peter, this is Nigerians should stop clamoring or pushing for failure. The system do not have any respect for Obi, but Showore is the leader here. Sentiment apart. Okay. Passat, are you hearing? Are you reading? What you mean you don't know? I don't know. I don't know who is Oluwa is live. I don't know who you are talking to. I don't know what you are talking to. So it's nobody's coming together. They can do on their own. Sure, like we said, they don't have to. Oluwa is live. How are you sure Obi has the interests of the nation at heart? Please explain to us. He said it himself. He said it himself. He said he's not desperate to become president, but desperate to see Nigeria work. So that is a clear indication that that person has the interest of Nigeria. Also, he said we have to move from consumption to what? To production. How that will work without electricity, I don't know. But that is also someone. Regardless, listen, we're going to have reservation about these people, but it doesn't mean that we should dismiss their genuineness. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean so. How many mechanics fix a car? It depends. It depends how many mechanics. It depends on the damage on the car. It depends on the damage on the car. Now, when I make reference to mechanic, if you and I have a car and the car has a problem, we both have different mechanics for one reason or the other. You know a mechanic, I know a mechanic. So I would prefer my mechanic, you prefer your mechanic. We have to compromise to say, oh, you know what? It's possible that we've been using different cars, but due to circumstances, we started using the same car. So we are talking in the context of the nation now. Okay, let's fix this thing. Both of us have to come to a point to agree. We only pick these two people out. There are others also who are interested in the nation. There's this guy who said he's a prince, also wants interested. Atiku, all of them. But we'll pick these two people out because as things stands, it appears that they are the most genuine and sincere ones. So that is the argument here. That's why the issue of the car and mechanic came up. Obi is not your mate. Go and fix the car. Oh, I don't understand. I shouldn't be giving this person OJK, you said one man is the husband of Adeyinka grandson. I don't know who that person is. I'm not correcting that. Stop thinking of Obi and Showore. It's my thoughts, not your thoughts. So allow me to use my thought. You guys are just placing Showore on the height He isn't on. Where are all his supporters you keep talking about? I didn't see them in the last election. They were there, please, my brother. Don't be fair to people, please. We shouldn't say because we're in the comment section and let's be fair to people. Okay, the man has supporters. They were there. So that is not, it's not open for argument. So it's not open for argument. So I'm going to skip some. Some people say different things. I won't be repeating same thing again. I need to highlight everyone. 1 million more will leave if Obi regains his mandate. Some of you here and know the name of Obi, but unaware of what Okwete is made of and can do. Hence, it dislike godfatherism. Okay, fair enough. That's a fair argument. Showere of ACC party ideology is Spicer It. Go and read. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it. I'll find out what Spicer It is. Peter B is wasting time. No, I don't know. Who and who unite in Nigeria? I asked a question you've not answered me. So I don't know why you want me to answer you that question. I asked you a question. You've not answered me a question. This is school day. Every day is school day here right now. So the teacher can be asked questions. The student can be asked questions. Neither of us are teacher or student, but we are just here. So I ask you a question in terms of there are more things that unite us than divide us. And I highlighted 4 or 5 things to you. You've not responded. So why can't you just afford me the same courtesy or afford the audience or the viewers the same courtesy by responding to question asked? Don't be like Umar. I mean, don't be like, what's his name? The Laila that asks the minister question and is trying to beat about the bush. Come on, don't do that. Oga 404. You are too much for that. So I've sent the link, Pansat. Okay, let me say the link is there, Pansat. You were asking for the link. I posted it. I posted the link, Pansat. I did post it. I'll post it again. I can see it. I don't know why you can't see it. So I'm going to post it again, just for the benefit. Here is the link again. I've posted the link again, so you're gonna see it. So just click on it, and you know the how it works anyway. Electricity. Oh, what I meant. We have Pansat. Your Excellency, Pansat, Mr. Pansat, President Pansat, the only man.
Hello, Mr. Electricity.
The only man that was able to tell a whole Dr. Damages, CEO, HEO, SSO.
All in brotherhood.
All in brotherhood.
We resolve that issue.
So, Pansat, thanks for joining. How is your day so far?
Well, we thank God. We're enjoying your show. So
I would thank God. I mean, now, Peter B and Showere.
Yes.
It's about moving the nation forward. They both came out to say they have the interests of the nation at heart. So the question is, why can't they work together? That is what we are trying to find out here. Why can't they work together? Olumide, welcome. Pastor, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. By the way, let's give you kudos for putting on your show, and you're quite interactive. You look into the comment section, and usually that's where everything is at. Let me say hello to Olumide, my brother and my friend here, and to you, the host, and of course, everybody in the comment section. So let's dive into it. Let me preface my remarks by addressing a little loose ends in there that we had, like a dialogue with you having the advantage of being on video. You posed a question that you've been insistent on having people give you an answer to, which is, what is the political ideology? of say Showere and Peter Obi, and of course these political parties. Now, you have to wax your ears to understand that that question is not a mysterious question. It's not cryptic. It's not ambiguous. It's a simple answer. It looks like you are looking for a big answer to it. In political science, a political ideology is just a certain set of ethical ideals, right? Principles, doctrines, myths, symbols even, that in social movement, an institution or whatever, trying to use to advance a society, how it should work. We know that P2B and Showere have been active. They're not like, for example, APC and PDP, who don't present themselves and talk to the people. We know what P2B's ideals are on how to govern Nigeria. He said that leadership is paramount for that country to advance. That's one of the things he talks about. And we know that he doesn't believe that they should be sharing money. He wants to move the country from consumption to production, right? As a mantra. Everybody knows that about him. He wants you to go and verify. He wants for people to be honorable. They have to come in an honorable process. So I don't want you to cram what political ideology is. For example, try to import from Western world. And I know Olumide wants to speak, so I'm gonna move very quickly because I want to get to some beef of it. So I'm saying it's not an enigmatic thing. The question you're posing, it should be rhetorical. You know what the answer is, and we know what the answer is. That's not what our problem lies. Now, the colloquy that I was having with you, and you were having a dialogue with me, is about Showere versus Peter Obi, right? There's no comparison between the two, right? Peter Obi is a known phenomenon. He's been in government. He's been in business, just like Showere has been in business. And we know both of them, even though they're divergent fields, right? We know that they pass as far as having integrity in business and all that. But P2B has been in government itself as a governor, and he governed the state. And he says, go and verify. And we know both characters. Leadership is not just pointing at people who are guilty of corruption, which we know that Shiro is very good at doing that, even overdoes it to where he doesn't know the line between an allegation and somebody who's actually convicted. You could make an allegation. Even if you're a journalist, you could see somebody steal with your own naked eyes. When you report it, it's still an allegation until a judge or a jury find that somebody is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, right? So he surely doesn't have that education to know that that's important, that we will not sacrifice our rights. There are rights that we endowed both by the Constitution and, of course, those given to us by God himself. And those are very important. So you cannot compare the two because they've been in two election cycles now where P2B was a vice presidential candidate for PDP with Atiku, and Showore was a presidential candidate. And in that case, he only got 33,000 votes. It was a rigged election. I grant him that. But we have to judge him with the same election, with the same rigging. So if he claims that he got more votes, equally the other people will claim the same. But to fast forward it, P2B went on a head-to-head comparison now. So now we're dealing with comparative analysis. What is that? It's a side-by-side comparison that systematically compares two or more things to pinpoint their similarities and differences. So we know that Showore in this last election did not win a single precinct, for example. Not one, not even his own voting booth. Was he rigged? Perhaps. But we just set that aside because they have that in common, right? That's not a variable. That's a constant, the rigging of the election. So he always pinpoints that, but P2B was also rigged out. And we know that P2B, with this rigged the election, the result is that he won 12 states. Nobody had more states than he did. So 3 of them won about the same number of states. But Peter Obi won Lagos, Abuja, so many hot population areas, right? So there's no comparison. Now, you have to understand that Labour Party itself, you have like Aisha, for example. Aisha is even higher than Showore in the echelon, right? Even so many people in that Labour Party who voluntarily gave P2B that slot to be their candidate. So if Showore is to join the Labour Party, he would be in there. He's not even going to be like P2B's vice president or something. He probably has earned to be in the cabinet, right? And to prove his point, if he doesn't want to go the electoral way of going to be a councillor and try to get some gravitas as a politician. Finally, I know that you get to move along, and thank you for courteous having me speak so long. Now, what I want to end it with is this. Now, if P2B, if Showore is doing this only to P2B, then it probably will be harder for us to judge. But let's look at the history of Showore when it came to.
Pastor, before we go to, I'll come to that history with you, okay?
Yeah.
I'll give Olumide the floor, but you said something that Aisha is on a higher scale. I'm not using your exact word, on a higher scale than Showore. I think a lot of people will say Stone Panzer to death for that. But Olumide, Panzer, I'll come to you before. Let me give Olumide the floor. Olumide, the floor is just based on what I put, the question I put to Panzer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for giving me that chance. I just want to say something. I see. For me, the way I look at it, you know what? The election, you can't build something on nothing. You understand? I get where Panzer is coming from. Comparative analysis. But the truth of the matter is, you can't compare based on false data. You understand? See, whether we like it or not, in this part of the world that we are in, I've come to learn, I've come to understand that the data that we rig, that the data that we manipulate, so to some people's advantage or to be ahead of others, to have a hedge over others, primarily because of the resources or to steal money, is what is killing us. This is what in this part of the world, I've come to realize that why is the white man ahead of us? Why is the white man, if you go to the white climes, America, Canada, UK, Sweden, Norway, Italy, see what they have in common is this universal standard that if we want to do something, this is how we're going to rate it. This is how we're going to judge it. This is how we're going to move forward. And everything is all based, after all said and done, everything is based on data. Everything is based on the numbers. In the business world, they say key performance indicators. Everything is based on data. If the data is out of sync with what they want, that's it. That's how you're judged. So, and a large percentage of the time, it has always worked for them. And if there's nothing else to replace it, they will always rely on that data. Now, what have we done in our own country? We've made a mess of it. Democracy is a beautiful thing if you allow it to play fairly. It can be a hard won fight. You understand? Look at the way it is in the US sometimes, in the UK sometimes. It can be very bitter squabbles between parties. But at the end of the day, when the people who are supposed to vote, when the populace have decided that this is who they want, you have to let it be for the number of years that you'll be there for. You understand? They don't make it a do or die affair. They know that the only way they can get you out is through another set of election when it comes in, regardless of the system, presidential, parliamentary, you understand? But we've made it a do or die affair. We've made it, for instance, this last election, you made nonsense of the data. So there's no reason whatsoever to even compare Showore, Peter Obi, or Tinubu. They made nonsense of it because it wasn't the true and It wasn't truly a free and fair election. So how do you juxtapose? How do you make reason out of it? For God's sake, if Mahmoud Yakubu cannot give a free and fair, or INEC cannot give a free and fair election, I mean, it has percolated to every level of our society, such that the only level that we focus on is the presidential. But the local government election that should touch the very lives of the people at the local level. You understand? You can even
Could I interject? Let me interject you on that important point you make.
Just to round up, Spencer, perhaps if we have a very good, if we have a free and fair election where people of good quality, people who are educated maybe to the highest level, can vie for the elections at the local government level, you understand, and come and make that input at that local level with the ideas that will touch the very lives of the people with the resources that are gotten at the local government level. Perhaps we will not be so much focused on this. Who wants to be the president? Who wants to be, you know, we'll be focused on everything. I mean, not just the presidency, on everything, local government, state level, because these people touch our lives at the very, but the governors, knowing the impact of the local government election levels, kind of take a hold of it. They take a strangle of it and want to control every local government chairman that comes into play, because they know they have a control of the resources when they do that.
All right.
So there's a whole lot to unravel in that.
I understand,
that
but look,
contraption.
Don't make it look like it's an unknowable. It's not. I agree with what you're saying. The election, the data doesn't have integrity. But listen to what I'm saying. Hear me out first. Now, let me respond to you.
You might
hold on. I'm responding to what you said already. Then you continue.
On what you said, let me just one more line. Based on what you said, you might say Obi is popular, maybe more popular than Showore. You understand? But these guys have made nonsense of.
No, I agree with you. That's why listen to what I'm saying. We have to be methodical in what we're saying here, right? There is not a choice that between Peter Obi and Showore, because that's a third possibility. Actually, reality, because I'm in that third category where I'm a Showore supporter. I'm also an Obi supporter. But then when it comes to judgment, then I'll choose between the two, right? I'm not rejecting Showore by just on the whimsical. It's because I've looked at two of them and know there's no comparison between the two. Like I said before, it's like comparing an apple to a motorcycle, right? They don't have anything in common. Peter Obi is a tested entity for the governance, for the position that they're both seeking. And Showore has not been, right? Now, I also made a statement that Pastor Olobio had an issue with. I said that
He said Showore doesn't have supporters.
No. I that's what Olumide and I are grappling with, and the answer is in the middle somewhere. But I said that Aisha.
Oh yeah. You said Aisha is on the highest. I'm not using your word, but
I understand.
And I said people will stone you for that.
Right, but they shouldn't. They should put their stones down, because when you're looking at a leadership quality, what is it? It's a known phenomenon. Integrity. Aisha has integrity, in my opinion, perhaps more than everybody else in the country. Aisha is innovative. She has vision. Now, when I'm saying Aisha has blah, 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 now you could make your own argument and say, okay, Showore has some, not as much as Aisha does, though. She has passion. From when they kidnapped our girls there in that Chibok, you could see her work. She has passion. Communication.
How about the Lekki issue? Showore led the Lekki issue. There are other issues that Showore have led as well.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yes,
Showore also has been in prison.
Yes, but listen to me. That's what I'm saying. The way you measure leadership is not somebody who's been in prison. It counts.
I agree.
It's not the only thing. And Showore makes us all the time have to choose between our great and our good. Okay, for example, he lacks judgment. Out of every Nigerian, Showore is probably the worst person when it comes to judgment. Now, what do I mean by that? In 2015, we had an election between a Jonathan, who's a Democrat, a civilian, right, and a gentleman. He's a patriot, and he's educated, albeit in zoology. Now, Showore was trying to make us believe that between Jonathan and Buhari, that he cannot tell the difference between the two. In his quoting him loosely, he believes that they're both the same. Now we have to judge him based on that, right? There is no human being who has any scruples.
Aisha said Buhari, she voted for Buhari is better than Jonathan. Buhari government is better than Jonathan government.
Exactly.
She
made a mistake, right?
She made a mistake.
Yes, she has said it. She made a mistake. Remember?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to judgment, I was just going like temporal, like time-wise. I'm starting from 2015 to judge Showore. I don't care what he's done in the past, which I have a lot of complaints, right? I'm not going to import them here. Now, my criticism of Showore doesn't mean that I don't support him, right? But I know his strengths. But I'm saying that if you look at his publication, he was hostile, antagonistic, chauvinistic to a lot of our public servants, especially women such as Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, right? He published 151 articles against that woman with one neutral. The rest are negative. I've made that case here before. So, but I'm going to forgive him all of that. But how can you come to Nigerians, as resourceful as we are, as educated as we are, try to make a case that Jonathan and Buhari, there is no difference between the two because the Jonathan administration appears to corrupt, right? So now he made the mistake, and then in 2019, he doubled down when not only he ran in that election, but still when it came down to a binary choice, he still couldn't make that choice, which he did again in 2023, even when he knew he had no chance whatsoever in hell to win, not even his own precinct. He couldn't pull out like we normally do. You compete, but then when it comes down to a hard choice between good and evil, then you choose good. Just like we're about to do here in the United States, right? There were a lot of candidates in the primary, and then at some point it's going to boil down to perhaps Biden versus Trump. You cannot go making a case there's no difference between Biden and Trump, right? Unless you lack judgment. And judgment is a key element to leadership, especially at the presidential level. You have to have some kind of leadership. You just can't be where you are going between extremes, making choice between good and evil, and you stick in the middle, right? So that's what I'm saying. When you look at some of the qualities I was going to say that Aisha has, adaptability is one of those things in decision making, accountability, right? Respect, influence, courage, and empathy. Yes.
I want to,
yes, sir.
With respect to Showere's differences between Buhari and Jonathan, I don't think he made any wrong judgment in that regard, because I think what he was referring to was the effect of their presidency on the nation. Jonathan's effect. See, if you ask me, between the both of them, for me, Buhari was a failure, Jonathan was a failure too. So in that regard, I don't see a difference between them. And don't forget that you have to look at the point from where Showore is coming from. He's coming from a point of view as a politician standing on the platform of his own political party and offering a difference between certain political parties to which some candidates belong to and his own political party. So
okay, please, don't invoke the moderator. Let me answer that quickly, and then you go.
No, it's not a question.
If you keep going and then he's gonna come in. Here's what I have to tell you. Hold on now.
It's not a question, Pansat. I'm just
no. I know, but look, it's so wrong.
You're not being being fair to him, though.
No, I am being fair. Listen to me, because Olumide, please hold on. I'm saying that we live to see that difference, because during the time of Jonathan, Showore was a critic, and he was all over the place doing the role of a critic, and that was good. But he was never jailed. he was never, he didn't suffer any kind of consequences for whatever he's doing. But then when his Buhari came in, then he saw the difference. He was unfairly charged with treason, picked up, put in jail for months, if not years, restricted to a city, denied of all. Hold on. Then, God damn it. When we are making points here, God damn it, we have to go through the chase, right? You're somebody I respect a lot. I hardly have any disagreement with you, right? But what I'm saying that it is absurd to have Showore lived through what he did, lost his brother, his movements curtailed. He's got a young family in New Jersey for years. Now,
but
if we're going to debate this, then we're lost. There's no debate here. I'm on his side. I'm on his side, so we have to correct him on this.
Pansa, you may say that I understand your point of view when you say Jonathan's government was a lesser evil government compared to Buhari's government. If that's what you're trying to refer to, fine.
So what else do you want?
I do agree, but it doesn't hide the fact that Jonathan's complacency and lack of leadership skills. See, there are so many ways someone can be a failure. He lacked leadership skills. Right. He was that kind of leadership skills that allowed someone like Buhari to be offered
that Buhari is not
alternative.
Right? There's not, even when it comes to leadership skills, Buhari is worse. There's not a single virtue. By the way, I am very disappointed. Because in our country, I was making a case yesterday, how wicked we are, how evil Nigerians are now. That's all of us. If you're going to see something that's stark, you have somebody who has zero virtue. This man, Jonathan, he's not the lightest bulb in a room. That's true. But there is not a single virtue that you could even measure compared to Buhari. None. Then we still try to model up, and that's you. Now imagine the other people there. That's unfair.
The truth of the matter is, see, at every point in our history, some people had an opportunity to reset things, to truly reflect the will of the people. People like Jonathan, I mean, if anybody had more stake in redressing the wrong that was done to the people of Nigeria in their history from independence, it will be somebody from the South.
Now that's a sophisticated argument you're making. Now that's the way to talk.
Where the wealth of the country came from. And this guy showed fear. He showed lack of leadership in doing that.
But that's the way to talk.
Within the 6 years that he was there as president,
yes,
I mean, he could have turned everything around and damned the consequences, and history would have been, the judge.
No, if you had said that in the beginning, right, I wouldn't be arguing with you. That's a very cogent.
Another person is Obasanjo. Obasanjo had an opportunity. You understand?
Yes.
He failed the people too. You understand? So, but I think at the end of the day, I think the country has just been captured by a particular set of people, regardless of the tribes or ethnicity. Right. And the people have to find a way to get their sovereignty back.
Okay, could I make let me suggest something for you?
Nigerians don't have sovereignty. That's just a
okay. Pastor Olobia, you probably
I deliberately left to the both of you. I am following, so it makes this thing interesting. Now I sent you, man. Thank you for acknowledging. And please get in contact.
I got your number.
I want to bring you in here, especially as a guest. There are issues that I want you to weigh in on. And so we agree on a date and modalities and everything. So the floor is back to you guys. Go ahead, don't worry. I'm watching. I'm keeping tab of things. For those of you in the comment section, thank you. I'm highlighting your comments and thank Olumide and Pansat for being here. The floor is all yours, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. By the way, and Olumide, I will share this with you, obviously, but let me say that the last line of thought you had is the way to think about the situation. We expect more from Jonathan, and he was milquetoast. He lacked what it takes. But he's from a minority group, like Pastor here, right? These people is analogous to Obama in the United States. I often used to think that those two have a lot in common as far as their situation, right? He's a minority from Bayelsa, became an accidental president. He was unprepared for that role. That's true. He grew into it. But these minorities don't have what they spend their time doing usually is to have the Wazobia fighting one another, right? With all due respect, Pastor, you've seen me make that case here once in a while. So Jonathan did not have the chutzpah to go against that northern military industrial complex. If he appoints good people based on their character and achievements, and they all come from the south, then he's going to get heavily criticized or removed from office. They didn't even let him sit on Yaradua's chair for a while. So he grew into it. So you have to put all that into consideration. Same thing like Obama when he was here. He cannot behave like he wants to paint that White House black. So he had to abstain from doing the right thing most of the times. But though, Jonathan was a Democrat. He had no military background. He was a civilian in that sense. He was educated, right? He was fair as a Christian, for one thing. That's huge in my book. We have to be fair. When you're making the last argument you made, now that's fair. You could say, look, it should be expectation. What is this? To whom much is given, much is expected. A dunce like Buhari, if he just didn't kill people, then he tried. But somebody who's educated and a civilian should be able to advance the country and move us forward. Now, that argument is sound. But do not, when you come on a platform, model up. Now, we all like Showore. My critique of Showore has nothing to do. If Showore is running against Buhari, I might have voted for Showore, right? If he's running against Aisha, I vote for Aisha because of the leadership qualities. So everything is based on judgment. You have to have a judgment call. So let me pass that back to you. And you're somebody I agree a lot with. You want your Yoruba nation there. I wish I could push a button so you could get your Yoruba nation over there. So based on that, you could move it forward or respond to what I said. I don't see what you're going to disagree with what I said. So I must suggest that you move on to something else. I believe.
Gentlemen, I want final thing because there's another broadcast in the next couple of minutes here. Just maybe 5 minutes each or whatever. Till maybe we are here till 4:55. So about 5 minutes will quit or before then. To you, Pansat, you appears to be a strong supporter of Aisha. We've discussed this earlier, but I was the only one here. Aisha said those in diaspora are foolish on the basis that they send money home. I stand to be corrected if I'm quoting her wrong, but we are not allowed to vote. What do you think about that statement? I'll start with you first, Pansat.
Sorry, I agree with her, right? Now, in our place, there's a proverb that says, Owoge ase otoka echuakanelu. It's not when you're told to catch a word, you raise your hands to catch the word. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't mean it that like we're stupid or idiotic, right? That's not what she meant by that. It's like we're injudicious, right? We're imprudent, we're unwise. It is our right to vote, and we have the capacity to bring that about. That's what she meant. You cannot just go hanging on semantics. You're going to spend your whole life wasting away, especially in Nigeria. We have a culture that differ from place to place. That's the way we talk. But she means well. We know who she's a known phenomenon. We know that she's not somebody that will come out to call us brainless or half-witted, right? So Do not judge
I
her based
have
on
a
her.
follow-up question on that because you said she doesn't mean it, because we in diaspora we are not judicious. That is where she's going. I have a follow-up question to that in terms of not allowing us to vote. Olumide, what's your take on that comment, please?
So for me personally, I do not agree with that comment. Even though I like her as a person, she's fearless, she has integrity. It doesn't mean that when you then go on the wrong path, just because you're a likable person or you're liked, that means you can't be corrected. No. So for her to make that statement, I just think it's a lack of a thorough knowledge of I mean, she just, I would say it's an impetuous statement. Just, there are so many, it's just like people trying to make so many, find solutions to what is going on, and then trying to suggest all kinds of manner of solutions. And we know that some solutions are not practicable. That's an impracticable solution. It's just like me throwing it back to her and saying, I mean, because you want to protest that Nigeria is not a good and fit place to live, and then are you then going to say you're not going to give your kids breakfast? You're going to starve your children and not give them breakfast, or not take them to school, or not do the necessary things? And then when you now throw everybody, wipe everybody with the same paint or brush and say, these are our loved ones. You understand? These are people. These are our loved ones. We can't. These some of these people back home that we send money back home to our parents, and these people with their widow's might trained us, made us what we are today, and you're telling me not to send money back home to my parents to let them go hungry because of some corrupt government. I think that statement was not well informed. She should have sat down thoroughly before making that statement, even though I respect her. You understand? There are even some things that she does that I think, you know what? You're just knocking your head on the brick wall. It's like who knocks their own head on the brick wall? It's right on the brick wall smashed to pieces. It is your own skull that will go into blisterings. You understand? Because some of the things they are doing, like telling Nigerians, oh, we're going to keep trying, we're going to keep voting. Voting what? In an election that at the end of the day, they decided the outcome. Telling them to go and get PVC for what? That is why I keep asking that question. If you can't find a way for people will and vote to reflect truly on the election day, you are wasting your time. Telling people to keep trying is stupidity and nonsensical. So I can say that in that regard too, that our statement smacks of ignorance and foolishness. So it goes both ways.
Thank you, Olumide.
Yeah.
Fansat, that is not my follow-up question, but I agree with Olumide. That is not my follow-up question to you. Do you disagree with Olumide's position? Because, in fairness, I mean, is she suggesting, like what Olumide said, so we should not send money home again? If she have aged parents? I know you said we are not being judicious, and that was supposed to be my follow-up question, but it's not there. Do you disagree with Olumide's position?
Yes, I do.
Could you please?
Yes, and what I would do, I do it in percentage terms, right? Look, Olumide is my good friend and my brother, and he and I, we actually come on this platform with the same passion for patriotism for our country, and we both have a little bit of that outspokenness, forthrightness, right? So when you're like that, you're prone to this kind of lambasting. Candid woman like Olumide and myself, we're frank, we're straightforward, we're honest, we're direct and open, explicit, vociferous in our commentary. We're plain spoken people. That's what she was doing there. Now, that's simultaneously, there's two questions embedded in your question, your follow-up to me. Number one, it's the what she said, the manner in which she said it, and of course the idea itself. How good is it to withhold? See, electricity, sometimes if you're speaking softly, then you should carry a big stake, right, with Nigerians. That threat alone, even if it's not carried out, because how do you get Nigerians to do anything? Nigerians with the mores of our country, we don't act, at least not even in unison. Forget about that. There's nothing that moves us to act and do the right thing. It's a wicked country. So now, for the fact, what she's doing there is like tough love, playing good cop back cop. Her boss is a good cop, so this time she switched, and the threat might just do the trick. Do you understand what I'm saying? Saying, hey, don't send money. Maybe she would be the first to say, if it's gonna be something that's gonna be carried out, she'll probably be the first to say, oh, no, please, don't do that. Send the money, right? But just to threaten them and give them tough love because of that passion and that love that we have for our country from a lady like that who's courageous, who's outspoken. And it behooves me, what kind of individual is going to come on this TV to berate Aisha? The person must be smoking their own pills or whatever it is they're selling over there in that pharmacy. I don't want anybody picking on Aisha, who's working very hard here. All right, because of her way of speaking, she might overstep a little, you know, not use the right word that you want to hear, right? Olumide has a pretty assistant there. But so what I'm saying is that
Olumide, focus on your discussion.
Olumide cannot comment on this TV on this
Olumide,
show.
you are confusing Pastor here with your staff, eh?
You know what I'm saying? So Olumide has this habit, and you too, to a degree, Pastor. I have to tell you, well, our revered leaders who are in that battle, in that war front, Peter Obi, Aisha, and so many others like that, they must be held to a higher standard.
I agree.
We shouldn't let confuse people by trying to. Now we could write her privately and say, hey, look, this and this and that. But as far as we're here, we're going to battle in 2027, and we're not going to have any room for distraction, right? Semantically, things that don't mean anything. It's a distraction. Her point, it's made to give tough love to Nigerians. Carrying it out may be a separate thing. But it's like telling Nigerians to go out and protest. She said that too. Did anybody do it? No, she has no power to command Nigerians. No, Nigerians don't have a commander.
It's not about the case that she has the power. Is the phrase she used that those in diaspora are foolish to be sending money home, and yet we are not allowed to vote. But Pastor, let's run an hypothetical situation here right now. I don't know if you have the statistic, but it's an hypothetical situation. I mean, scenario here. Imagine Nigerians in diaspora stop sending money home. Do you think that will tip? If, let's say, you have the statistics and we don't know what is the percentage of the population, we're arguing 200 million, maybe only 1 million, maybe only 20 million get this remittance help from diaspora. If these 20 million people stop receiving the money, do you think that will be the tipping point for them to rise up against the government and seek for a change? Do you think so?
Yes, I do. And
20
I believe
million Nigerians.
Yes, because the amount is slightly higher than our budget. The money they receive, I don't have the figure in front of me, but it's in the 20 billion, right about there, $26 billion. Yeah. And our budget is within that range as well. And of course, the budget, you cannot take that to the bank because a lot of it is fraudulent, right? A lot of them goes into the pockets of politicians. But this one here is hard currency. And the Nigerian, the wicked, I was making a case last night in a smaller platform out there that the Nigerian is a wicked animal, right? Nigerians are very wicked. That is the problem we have.
I agree with you, 100%.
Yeah. And the gentleman I was making the case and it's the backdrop of blaming Tinubu. You know, these people don't deserve blame. It's not them. The problem is us. So yeah, to answer your question, it will make a difference because these lazy Nigerians sit there in abundance, right? It's like somebody in an ocean and then the soap is getting into his eyes. You sit in the ocean, you can wash out your eyes. You see, you know, we have everything. All of our oil is coveted and seized by a few cabal. A few. Now, a lot of those wells, I was looking at the numbers the other day. Shell has like 2,600 oil wells. Unbelievable. And then you come down to northern Muslims coming all the way from there, from outside our country. They're not Nigerians, from Chad and all that. I can't take our oil wells. Over there in Bayelsa and the River State and all the Edo and all that, you have just a handful, probably within by 5 fingers, of Southerners who own oil wells, all taken over by northern Muslims. And they won't come on this platform to talk. As you and I, you querying me here, and I'm swearing and I'm answering your questions. They will not show up here. Why? Because they got those oil wells. So no, if you cut that money from there, they're gonna get off their lazy asses. I go and take that government back because they'll be starving their asses like they're doing right now. They're counting on people working hard in diaspora to send them money, hand them money to they don't know how we work hard over here, obey the rules, protest when something is done wrong. But they want to sit on their asses and we'll be sending them money. That's $26 billion. If you cut that at least in half, they will get up and take their country back. Because these people, you saw what happened during that when they tried to do something, what they call what is it, something, end SARS or whatever. It was effective. They had 5 demands at some point, and Buhari came out. Buhari, who is recalcitrant idiot, right? He came and agreed to all that. At some point, Tinubu ran away, ran to France. At some point, those kids, unarmed kids, carry maybe the flag. So they tried and they knew. Now here's the, let me just say this in conclusion. Here's the funny thing. When these kids found out that what they're doing is effective, is going to work and drive this government out, they stopped because they started saying, oh, we're destroying our Lagos. And the Igbos are destroying our Lagos and this and that. And they stopped. They knew it was effective, it was working. The bad actors were running. Tinubu, I saw him shaking when he was giving an interview. Now he did shake then. Might be not related to the NSAS then, but you could see that these kids understood that the organization that they put together, a little bit of protest here and there, became effective. So the wicked Nigerian then turned tribal and then stopped because, hey, this might actually drive this government down. We better stop. So that's what I'm saying. If you have a country where you'd have less wickedness, these people won't be doing what they're doing. We have an abundance in that country, resource-wise, natural, and added value intelligence. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Olumide is busy, so I will run. There are a few topics that came up during this broadcast. Pastor, please try to send me a message so that I can call. I can have your number. I want to thank everyone on the platform that joined us today. Those watching also, Pastor Olumide, thank you for joining. So I bring the broadcast. There's another show coming up in the next 15 minutes or 25 minutes. So I need to vacate. So thank you very much and have a lovely weekend. God bless you.